When did you go into the dependency system, or when did you become involved with the dependency system?
I went into the dependency system back in March of 2010.
How old were you?
I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I remember going to my first dependency hearing. I forgot who my General Magistrate was. And there I met everyone that was going to be on my case, like my child advocate, my guardian ad litem, and all the other people that was there.
What did the guardian ad litem do for you that was different than what everybody else was doing, or how was your interaction with them different?
Me and my guardian ad litem, we had a bond, we had a closeness. And it's something about her that really, really touched me, because like I really didn't have my mom in my life, and because she was a woman and she was very bright and she was very knowledgeable, we began to get close. She came to where I was living when I was in relative care. She stopped by, like, out of nowhere. She would knock on the door and I'd be like, hey, how are you? How you doing? You know, be so excited. And one thing that I really, really liked is that, you know, even though she wasn't my parent, she was there as my parent. And whatever I needed, she was right on it. You know, she was always early she would be the first person to the court when I would have my dependency case.
So would you say she was the place where you felt heard most?
Yes.
And did she advocate for you with the court?
Yes. Yes, she did.
And with ChildNet and the
Yes.
other big systems that could seem pretty scary?
She made sure that I got everything that I could possibly have, being a ward of state, and anything possible. She I met her at the Galleria Mall one year. It was for a back to school event, and she just made sure that I was there to get what needed to be given to me, like a book bag, you know, a gift card. I was able to get clothes and things like that.
So that provides a great segue to Amy, because Voices for Children is that arm that's making sure that those things are available, correct?
Yes, we form Voices for Children. As Hilary said, the statute requires that every child in the dependency system be assigned to a guardian ad litem, but it's an unfunded mandate because there's just not enough money for the program to be, even though we're volunteers and there are about 700 volunteers, it still is an expense to recruit and train and have the staff, and what we enjoy most is being able to give the children what they need. And sometimes the guardian is the closest person to the child, and the guardian knows best what the child needs, and when there's not another way to get that item for the child, we are so thrilled to be able to provide it. So we raise money throughout the year. www.voicesbroward.org. You can make a donation at any time, and we love being able to do special things for the kids. It could be anything. I'll tell you, I got another request this weekend for undergarments. It's not always
big ticket item.
It's not always a big ticket item, but these children often are taken without much in a garbage bag, you know, a shopping bag. So we give them, sometimes it's just the basics that they need, and sometimes it's something special. It could be dinner for a birthday because they haven't been able to celebrate a birthday or have happiness for a while. So we call them normalcy items. And if we can do little things, bigger things to help them have some normalcy in their lives, we are thrilled to be able to do it.
Cindy, you know, Amy won't talk about all the amazing things that Voices, you know, does for us, but I have no problem talking about that. Recently, we had a situation where we had 6 siblings. They came into the system when their mother passed away, and for a year and a half, they had not seen each other collectively all at once because they had multiple placements with multiple caregivers. And one of my volunteers, with the help of Voices, arranged for those children to get together one afternoon at a Thunderdome to just play and be kids. And how much money is enough to pay for something like that, to get 6 siblings who have not seen each other in a year and a half together to just have fun and be kids? So that's kind of the normalcy fund, which is a very important part of what Voices does for us. I just got a thank you from the caregiver for a young man. He's in a APD home. He is severely autistic, blind, unable to speak, and he needed a computer, a voice recognition computer, to help him be able to tell his caregivers when he was hungry or when he needed a diaper change, or and Voices paid a lot of money for that computer, and it seems now this young man is walking, and he's not talking clearly, but he's able to tell people what he needs and communicates in ways that a year and a half ago we would never have imagined he could do that. And so that's what Voices does for us.
It's interesting. I think there's a lot of stories about the high-profile deaths.
Right.
There's not so many stories about the lives and the many reasons that children come into the foster care system. It may be severe abuse, but more often, especially here in Broward, it's more of neglect. It's more a result of mental illness or drug abuse that may make that parent incapable of caring for their children. And so the profiles and the needs of the children vary dramatically.
Yeah.
You also don't hear that much about the foster parents. And I think there's this sense that the foster parents are I don't know, making a lot of money or are getting a lot to take care of children.
I can tell you, Cindy, our foster parents are our unseen partners in caring for these children. The majority of these foster parents are amazing, such that we recently decided, maybe a year or two ago, to relax the rules about foster parents becoming guardians. And now we have foster parents who are guardians. And that's been an amazing thing because they love those children. They understand the children. They know the children. Why wouldn't we have them as guardians? So that rule has been relaxed now so that they can become true partners in caring for our children. And they're doing an amazing job of it.
But they need help.
But they need help.
Cindy, can I just throw this in
sure.
about the foster parents?
Of course.
The foster parents that I have seen, they rarely came to court. I didn't see them as much then. I would just hear what was going on there. Sometimes they did. But now I see them all the time. And I have never been so impressed in a group of people that have come forward. As an example, I went out to a home. There was a drug-addicted baby that was born prematurely that had been in the hospital about 2 weeks, still in detox, an almost gorgeous baby. And I went to the home of this foster mother. She was a nurse. She has had 13 foster children that are newborns, such as this, because she knows what she's doing. She can take care of them because her hours, are different than most people, and her husband can take over too. This baby it was only like 3 months old. Like, you can't believe what this gorgeous baby could do and how alert, et cetera, et cetera. And she was talking to me about being a guardian ad litem on top of being a foster parent. She's had 13 kids in like 6 years, newborn babies. Every single one of them that I've met is not the myth that I think a lot of people see about foster parenting for the bucks. I have not seen that at all. It's people that just have big hearts. And you can be self-assured that, the homes and all that I've seen, whatever, the size, whatever, are safe, are filled with love for the babies or the children that are in that home. And the children that I've seen seem very, very happy in every one that I've been in. And as a success story, instead of some of the bad stories, I wish, Aaron, if you want, would talk about where you're going now, what's happened with you now, how good you've done.
Well,
No pressure there, Aaron.
Sorry, Aaron.
well, being in foster care, I do have a success story. I graduated high school as the second valedictorian. I landed an internship position with Handy.
I love them.
Yes.
And now I am on my way to Tallahassee to go to school, college.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
That's one of the fabulous things that I think we found here in Broward, where we really have tried to embrace as a community these young people, from babies all the way to teenagers who come in, that we're working together as a community to provide programs to keep families together. Where we can't, if they're going to be removed, to try and make the system work for you, the child, so that you can have those positive outcomes. And although this is a recruitment, we want to recruit people for the Guardian program, I hope people listening will also think about becoming a foster parent.
Right.
Because they do work hand in glove, and we desperately need
Good foster homes.
good foster homes as well as great guardians.
Cindy, I also wanted to take this opportunity, if I may, to thank some of our community partners. For example, the Children's Services Council, who just recently funded our Cameras for Kids project, which we're doing with the Betsy Chesler's Cameras for Kids Foundation, which is where we give children in the care of the department cameras and allow them to express themselves through their artwork. We just did a viewing of their work in a gallery in Boca recently, which was very successful. And we're going to be doing another one at Sailboat Bend coming up shortly. And, just generally working with programs that work with youth. We partner with Florida Youth Shine. We host their monthly meetings from time to time. We work closely with the folks from
Those
Handy.
child advocates are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
When they speak for themselves,
Yep. And
It's
we
nothing
actually
more
started
powerful.
having the folks from the young people from, which is how I met Aaron, having the young people from Florida Youth Shine and Handy come to talk to our volunteers during the training process so that they hear from the mouth of the babes, how important
sorry,
it is.
you're still a
Sorry,
babe.
Harry. At this table, you're the babe. But we get to actually hear from them how crucial it is for them to have a voice through a guardian at Litem. So we partner with them on that. We are partnering to provide trained therapy dogs to do visits at some of the group homes with the group home kids in group homes. We have a couple of dogs who now go out to these group homes. So we're always looking for projects and community partners to help us support the work that we're doing for our children. We just started with Handy a mentorship program, so we're doing a lot. And if I may just
Real
quick, I wanted to correct on the training. In order to qualify to be a guardian, you have to be over the age of 21. They just changed that. They just changed that. You have to have a passion for children and be age 21 and be able to pass the background screen. You can be under the age of 21 and do things, but not a full guardian.
okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Amy.
I can't
But
believe
if you are over the age of 21 and you can pass the background screening, we need you. We need you as a guardian ad litem. We need you as foster parents. Please contact the numbers on your screen to find out how you can get involved. I want to thank Amy Goldin, Hilary Creary, Deborah McCloskey-Moss, and Aaron Dames for helping us understand the real difference that guardian ad litem make, and encourage you, again, I want to encourage you, our audience, to consider becoming an advocate for some of our most vulnerable youth. I've been your host, Cindy Arenberg-Seltzer, President and CEO of the Children's Services Council of Broward County, where our mission is to empower Broward's children to become responsible, productive adults, just like Aaron, capable of realizing their full potential, their hopes, and their dreams. For copies of this program or any other episode of Future First, please call the Children's Services Council at 954-377-1000 or visit www.cscbroward.org. I hope you'll like us on Facebook, and remember to join us next time on Future First. Focus on Broward's children.